Hi guys, welcome ulit sa YouTube channel natin. Now today, I'll be making a lecture video para sa mga students ko. So when I'll be recording this video, I'll be addressing my students. Kaya intindihin nyo na lang. Okay, so anyway, feel free to use our lecture videos if ever meron din kayong mga online classes na nahirapan din kayo. Okay? So, hi guys. Anyway, sorry pala kanina guys. Medyo nahirapan ako mag-live kaya recorded na lang muna. So, yeah, last time nag-discuss na tayo sa simple stresses. Okay? So, anyway, counting review guys. Yan pala yung topics namin. So, anyway, yan. So, na-discuss ko na to, no? Simple stresses. So, I think familiar na kayo. Again, meron tayong tatlong simple stresses, no? We have normal stress, shear stress, at saka yung bearing stress. Anyway, meron pang ibang mga stresses, punching stress, but the same lang actually dyan. So, actually, punching stress is just parang another term, no? Sa shearing stress. Kasi depende kasi yan sa area. Anyway, so normal stress, ang area is perpendicular to our force. Okay, so pag ito yung force mo, if you have a force P, the area is actually perpendicular. Okay, so normal stress dyan. So depende na yan, gaya ng sabi ko last time, pwedeng tensile, pwede din compressive stress. Okay, depende kung away or towards the area yung force. Now, again, shear stress is same pa din, force over area, but this time, yung force mo is actually parallel. Okay, parallel with the area or tangential with the area or surface area. Okay, and then we have lastly yung bearing natin. Pag bearing is contact yan, contact stress between two elements. Okay, so yun, again, yung contact area will be our area. And then the force is actually, yun yung force na parang perpendicular, no, sa area natin. Okay, yung nagpo-push sa area natin. Anyway, let's try to solve some example problems. Last time nakasolve na tayo. Medyo kinulang tayo last time guys. So, let's try to solve this problem. Yan. So, notice guys na, familiar yung figure sir. Actually, I think nagamit ko to sa statics of rigid bodies na class ko. Okay, so anyway guys, gaya nga ng sabi ko last time, so sa mga naturuan ko sa statics, kasi I was able to handle statics of rigid bodies, I think last semester. So anyway, gaya nga ng sabi ko doon, mahihirapan kayo dito sa strength of materials kung hindi kayo matututo doon sa statics. Okay, so anyway, since since you're taking the subject, meaning you actually passed your statics of rigid bodies kasi prerequisite kasi yung statics dito sa strength of materials. So, let's check daw yung problem natin. To the nearest 1/16 inch daw, determine the required thickness of member BC and the diameter of the pins at A and B. Ito, may pin dyan, yan, may pin dyan. And B, if the allowable normal stress for member BC is 29 KSI and the allowable shear stress for the pins is actually 10 KSI. Now first, let's try to check muna yung figure natin yan. Now, ano itong figure natin dito? So, tingnan nyo, meron niyang, this is actually a hinge support. And then, ito hinge support din. Now, notice guys na meron kang figure dito, no? This is actually this is top side view, okay, of our structure. Ito, this is actually parang top view ng structure natin. Okay, so notice na, yan, ang pin, itong hinge at A is actually pin connected sa member BC. Okay, now obviously the pin is actually subjected by a shearing force. Okay, yung pin natin dyan is actually subjected by a shearing force. Kasi parang mapuputol yan. Okay, if ever masyadong malaki yung force natin. So pag may naputol, okay, meron tayong shearing. Okay, so anyway, after nyan, we have itong B naman, same din. Tingnan nyo sa joint B, tingnan nyo, meron ditong parang top view din. But tingnan nyo, may kaibahan yung pin at A at saka pin sa B. Bakit? Yung pin kasi sa A guys, tingnan nyo, isa lang ata yung area na magre-resist sa force, which is equal, directly equal to our area ng pin. Okay? But yung sa B, tingnan nyo, sa B guys, yung member BC is actually connected to our member AB, but yung member AB natin, tingnan nyo, okay? Dalawa yung area na magre-resist. Dalawa yung area actually. So, we actually have a double shear dito. Na pag double shear guys, notice na dalawa yung area na magre-resist. Yung nandito sa itaas, tsaka nandito din sa ibaba. So, since dalawa ang area dyan, later on, pag gumamit na tayo sa formula, dalawa din yung area na gagamitin natin. Okay? So, anyway, ang tanong dito is the allowable, find the allowable, required thickness of the member BC and the diameter of the pins. Now, yung last example natin, guys, excuse me, sorry. So, yung last example natin, guys, actually, medyo madali, no? Direct, kasi yung last example natin, tinanong ka agad kung what is the axial stress, what is the bearing stress, what is the shear stress. So, diretso lang, P over A. Na ngayon, notice na hindi stress yung tinanong. Ano yung tinanong dito? Thickness of member BC and the diameter of the pins. Now, pag ganitong klase, guys, dapat given tayo ng since hindi tinanong yung stress, mga ganitong klaseng problems, dapat given na tayo sa stress. Now, notice na meron tayong stress, 29 at saka 10. So, ano tong stresses na to? Ito yung mga allowable stresses. Therefore, hindi pwedeng lumagpas, okay? For example, member BC, tingnan nyo, member BC. Ang allowable stress is 29. So, you need to select a thickness, okay, sa member BC na hindi dapat lalagpas ang 29 KSI. Hindi dapat lalagpas sa 29 KSI ang stress. Now, normally, guys, pwede kang gumamit ng napakalaking thickness. Pwede, for example, I'll just use a 10-inch thickness, okay? Para hindi lalagpas. Obviously, hindi lalagpas yan kasi pag malaki kasi yung area, kaunti na lang yung stress. Kasi yung stress is indirectly proportional sa area, di ba? Yung formula nga natin, di ba, is stress is equals force over area. Kaso, it will be uneconomical. And then, notice na ang keyword dyan is required. Okay, required. What is the required? So, ang required area natin, guys, is, siguro yung minimum thickness. Minimum thickness na pwede natin gamitin na hindi lalagpas sa 29 KSI. Now, paano natin yan gagawin? So, para hindi lalagpas, let's just set na exactly 29 talaga yung stress dyan. So, pag exactly 29 talaga yung stress dyan, ano yung thickness? Okay? Parang ganun yung tanong. So, pag exactly 29, so ang formula natin, stress is equals force over area. So, tingnan nyo dito. Yan, stress is equals force over area. Okay, now, kung meron na tayong stress, okay, saan natin hahanapin yung unknown? Ang unknown kasi dito is thickness. Ang force, guys, masosolve ba natin yung force? For example, member BC. Yan, member BC. Can we actually solve the force on member BC? The normal force, kasi nga normal stress din dyan. The normal force on member BC, actually pwede. Okay, pwede natin isolve yung normal force sa member BC. So, if this is actually, kung kaya natin isolve dyan, which is, ang gagamitin nyo is actually yung knowledge niyo sa statics. Kaya nga, sabi ko, di ba, you cannot proceed talaga sa strength of materials kung hindi kayo pumasa sa statics or nahihirapan talaga kayo sa statics. So, ang number 2 natin is, let's try to solve, yung problem din natin dito is actually, what is the force at member BC? Now, yan, actually, pwedeng hindi ko na kayo turuan dyan. Kasi dumaan na kayo sa statics, guys. So, ang mangyayari, anyway, papakita ko pa din yung solution ko on how I solve yung member F. Yan, okay? As a review. But normally, dapat hindi ko na kayo tuturuan dyan kasi dumaan na kayo sa statics. Okay, so anyway, of course, kailangan pa rin kayong turuan, as a review na lang. Okay? And then lastly is yung area. Now, of course, dito natin makikita yung thickness. Now, check natin yung figure. Now, although hindi sinabi, obvious naman, yung member BC is actually a rectangular member. Okay, so ang cross-section yan, siguro ganito. Ganyan. So, ito yung 1.5. Hindi pala. Baliktad pala. Ganito. Yan, ito yung 1.5 inch. Okay, and then ito yung thickness niya. So, ito yung hinahanap natin. So, yan pala yung cross-section. So, ito yung thickness, rectangular, yung cross-section. Ito yung thickness na 1.5. And then, we have our, 1.5 na width. And then, we have our thickness na T. So, the area, I'll try to substitute, which is equal to 1.5 times T. Area ng rectangle. Okay? So, dyan, ito yun. So, given tayo sa stress, given, makukuha natin yung force. And then, ito na lang yung natin, yung T. So, pag nakuha natin yung force, we can actually just solve the thickness. So, first, let's try to solve muna sa force. Now, dito na papasok yung skills niyo sa statics. Okay, so, i-transfer ko muna yung beam ko dito. Okay, I think pwede na diretso na lang, i-draw ko na lang yung free body diagram. Anyway, I'm actually trying to solve for the force of member BC. Now, to solve for the force of member BC, I think I can actually consider the free body diagram of member BA. Again, meron tayong dalawang members dito ha. So, dalawa yung free body diagram natin. If I'll try to consider the free body diagram of BC, I think hindi ko makukuha yung member BC. Okay, so I'll try to consider lang yung free body diagram ng member BA. So, parang ganito yung mangyayari. Yan, so, ito yung member BA mo. And then, that is subjected by a forces kasi free body diagram na tayo, no? So, yan, we have an reaction. I'll just assume lang ako na ganyan yung reaction dyan. So, RAY, and then we have another one, RAX. Okay? And then, ano pa? Yung load natin, which is equal to 2 kips per foot. Okay? Tama, no? And then, we have 8 feet na length. Okay? And lastly, dito na, makukuha natin yung FBC. Okay? Which is, tinan nyo, an inclined force, no? An inclined force. So, parang sinusuportahan yung pin at B. So, parang ganito yung makukuha ninyo. Yan. FBC. Okay, so I hope agree kayo sa free body diagram ko. So, we have 60 degrees. Okay? Now, after niya, notice na sa free body diagram mo, ilan yung unknowns? Tatlo, di ba? We have FBC, RAY, and then we have RAX. Okay, now since tatlo yan, you can actually solve this using the 3 equilibrium equations. Now, since for now, I am actually interested sa FBC, di ba? So, I think, walang problema, no? I can actually solve FBC. So, yung tinuro ko last time sa static students ko, now, if you will try to solve for a force, okay? Now, as much as possible, use summing up of moments kasi pwede kasing makuha mo agad yung force, okay, just by summing up moments. Na paano gagawin yan? Sum up moments kung saan nag-intersect yung 2 other forces na hindi ka interesado. Now, in this case, RAY, obvious no na ang RAY and RAX are intersecting in this point. Yan. Yan, dyan. So, since that is intersecting in this point, so pwede ako mag-moment dito. Okay? Now, summing up moments at A. So, summing up moments at A, that must be equal to 0 kasi nga equilibrium. So, clockwise must be equal to the counterclockwise rotation. Now, looking at our free body diagram, the forces that will cause a clockwise moment, I think obvious naman na ang FBC. Notice na ang FBC will actually rotate the point A clockwise. Now, naalala nyo pa, I think, familiar kayo, no? Pwede kayong gumamit ng vertical component ng FBC. Pwedeng ito na lang yung gamitin natin kasi inclined kasi yan. Pwedeng yan yung gamitin natin, yung vertical component dito, or you can actually just use FBC, but ang moment arm ninyo, dapat ito yon. Okay, dapat ganito. Dapat perpendicular na. Alala nyo pa sa statics? Okay, the moment is actually the product of the force times its vertical distance, no, with respect to our point. Yan. So, ito yung, vertical perpendicular distance with respect to our point. Yan. So, ito yung point, so ito dapat yung gagamitin mo. Anyway, wag na natin pahirapan yung sarili natin. So, ang gagamitin natin is yung vertical component na lang. So, ang vertical component, I hope naalala nyo pa sa statics. So, if you have a force, and then you're asked sa vertical components, horizontal and vertical, yan. So, ang gagawin natin guys is depende actually yan sa angle. So, since ang angle mo is nandyan sa horizontal, okay, ang FH mo, tingnan mo lang, kung merong angle included dito, okay, that is actually F cosine theta. And then this is F sine theta. Okay? Now, likewise guys, pag ang angle included mo, okay, pag ang included angle mo is nandito, yan. So, itong F mo, since walang included angle dito, ang horizontal component mo dyan, since walang included angle dyan, that is actually F sine theta. Now, I'm sure, yung iba kasi sa inyo na under ko sa statics, so I'm sure alam nyo yung iba sa inyo alam nyo na to. So, this is actually F cosine theta. Bakit? Meron kasing angle included between the component and our resultant force. Okay? So, anyway, let's try to rotate the vertical component of FBC. So, FBC multiplied by sine 60 degrees. And then, our moment arm for the vertical component is obviously 8 feet. Okay, 8. So, I think wala nang ibang magro-rotate clockwise, no? So, I think counterclockwise na lang. So, that must be equal to the counterclockwise moment. Now, ang counterclockwise moment will be caused by this load. Ito. So, how can we rotate this uniformly distributed load? Naalala nyo pa sa statics ninyo? Okay, ang resultant ang iikot dito, di ba? And then, ang resultant will occur actually dito sa gitna. Kasi rectangular load man yan. Okay, so the resultant is actually just equal to 8. Okay, yung length ng load natin multiplied by the intensity 2. And then, we have our moment arm equal to half of the length of the load, which is equal to 4. Okay, so with that, you can actually solve FBC. Pwede natin i-solve yung FBC, guys. So, ano yung FBC natin? Ano yan? 8 times 2 times 4, di ba? 8 times 2 times 4 divided by 8 sine 60. Tama ba to? 9.238. Sige, so 9.238. Ano to? Kilonewton? Cubes pala, sorry. So, ibig sabihin, guys, ang force at member BC is actually 9.238 kips. Now, balik tayo sa formula natin. Ano yung formula ulit natin? Stress is equals force over area. Okay? So, ano yung allowable stress? Ano yung stress na gagamitin natin? 29 KSI. Yan kasi yung stress sa member BC. Yan yung allowable. But in this case, yan lang muna. Gamitin muna natin yung exact. Gamitin natin yung allowable muna. So, 29, which is KSI, no? So, kips per square inch. Okay? That must be equal, yan, 29 kips per square inch. That must be equal to the force divided by area. So, ano yung force sa member BC? It's actually, ano yan? 9.238. So, 9.238 kips divided by the area. Ano yung area? Area is, ano yan? Ano nga ulit yung area natin? 1.5, di ba? From the figure, 1.5 times the thickness. Okay, so 1.5. And then multiply natin sa, that's actually 1.5 inch. Multiply natin sa thickness na dapat in inch din. Okay? So, with that, you can actually just solve, no? Pwede natin i-solve yung, T. Okay, solving for T, I hope you will agree. Pwede kayo mag-shift solve or you can just use basic algebra, 9.238 and then divide by 1.5 times 29. Tama ba? Okay, so we have our thickness na 0.2124 inch. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin nun, guys? Bakit ang pangit? Sorry, guys, kung medyo pangit yung penmanship. Ang hirap kasi isulat. Maliit kasi yung tablet. Yan. So, anong ibig sabihin nun, guys? Now, yung 0.2124 inch, guys, yan yung thickness na gagamitin natin, okay? To have an exactly 29 KSI yung stress sa member BC. For example, tingnan nyo, ano yung stress sa member BC? Force divided by area. So, ano yung force natin, guys? Ang force is, ano nga ulit yung force natin? 9.238. So, 9.238 divided by area. Ano yung area? 1.5 multiplied by the thickness na 0.2124. So, ano yung stress natin? Tingnan nyo, see, hindi nga umabot to 28.99. This is actually just 29. So, meaning, safe ka. Kasi allowable man yan. Allowable, 29. Ay, sorry, hindi nyo nakita pala. Yan pala. So, yan, 28.996. Okay, so meaning, guys, safe ka. Hindi umabot sa 29 KSI. Now, sir, tingnan nyo ha. If ever, mas maliit pa. If ever, mas maliit yung gagamitin mo. If ever, 0.2. Yan, 0.2. Tingnan nyo. 30 point, sorry, hindi naman nakita. Yan, 30.793. So, ang tendency, guys, pag 0.2 lang ang gagamitin mong thickness, lalagpas yung allowable, lalagpas yung stress mo sa allowable. Hindi pwede. Okay? Hindi pwede, guys. Mag-fail na. Now, by the way, yung allowable natin dyan is sa material na yan, guys. Innate na yan sa material natin. Anyway, later on na lang yan. Okay? So, we have 30.79. So, hindi na pwede. So, ano yung tanong sa problem? So, ito na ba talaga? Ito na yung sagot natin, 0.2124 na ba talaga? Okay, so actually hindi, no? Notice na ang tanong, to the nearest 1/16 inch, okay? 1/16 inch, determine the required thickness. So, ano kaya, no? Ano kaya ang nearest 1/16? Ano kaya yan? Tingnan natin dito sa calculator natin. So, paano natin yan gagawin? So, 1/16, ano yung 1/16? 0.00625. So, siguro times 2 ko na lang. So 0.125. So ano yun? 1/16. I-times 3 ko daw. So 0.1875. Okay, times 4. Yan, 0.25. Okay, so actually ang sagot mo must be either sa values niyan. Okay, yung thickness natin ba pwedeng 0.25, pwedeng 0.1875, or pwedeng 0.125. Ganun kasi yun. Nearest, yan kasi yung choices natin, 0.00625. Kasi by the nearest 1/16 kasi. Okay? So 0.125. So ngayon, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, asan kaya dyan yung safe na diameter? Diba? Asan kaya dyan yung safe na diameter? Obviously, di ba pinakita ko sa inyo, kung gagamitin natin itong diameter, kung gagamitin natin yan na diameter na 0.1875, tinan nyo ha, 9.23, ano yun? 9.238 divide by 0.185. 0.185 ba yun? 1.5 or 0.1875. 0.1875 pala. 0.1875. Tingnan nyo, pag 0.1875 ang thickness, tingnan nyo, ang stress is 32.84. So, hindi pwede guys. Hindi siya pasok sa allowable. But, if ang gagamitin natin is 0.25, okay? Pag ang gagamitin natin is 0.25, ano yan? 0.25. Okay? Tingnan nyo, pasok siya, di ba? 24.63 ang allowable natin. Tingnan nyo, ang stress natin, tapos ang allowable is 29, so okay lang. Okay, so okay gamitin yung 0.25. Yan, 0.25. Sir, ganun lang pala, sir. So, pwede na lang kaming trial and error para, sir. Now, actually, siguro, pwede kayo mag-trial and error, but kung alam nyo yung range ng, pag mayroon kayong idea ba, what if ang answer is 5? What if ang answer 5 inch? Okay, or 4.725. So, ang mangyayari, mag-try pa kayo, ipalit-palitan nyo yan. So, 0.25, uy, sir, hindi pasok sa allowable. So, palitan ko na naman yung allowable, yan. Okay, so, hindi pwede yan. So, ang gagawin nyo, guys, ang answer niyo, di ba, kanina is 0.2124. So, siguro, yung 0.2124, ang gagawin niyo is, try to, okay, ganito yung gagawin niyo. Yan. Yung 0.124, yung answer nyo na 2124 is, try to divide that by 1/16. Okay? Kasi nearest 1/16 kasi tayo. So, if you'll try to divide that by 1/16, ang sagot niyo is 3.4, di ba? 3.4. So, use the next whole number, which is equal to 4. So, ang gagawin niyo, ang 4, okay, ang 4 na sagot niyo, i-multiply niyo sa 1/16. Meaning, yan na yung gagamitin niyo. Yan. 0.25. For example, ang sagot niyo is 0.7854. Ganyan, 0.7854. Yung 0.7854 na allowable, for example, thickness, tapos sinabi na nearest 1/16, again, i-divide niyo yan by 1/16. Okay? Pag divide niyo yan, ang lumabas 12.5, yan, 5664. So, meaning, use the next higher value, which is 13, di ba? Yung whole number. So, 13 times 1/16, times 1/16. So, yan. So, ito yung, ayan. So, ang sagot niyo na allowable, okay, allowable na thickness, which is nearest to 1/16, that is actually 0.8125. Okay, 0.8125, guys. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan nyo ha. Yan yung concept no, ng allowable natin. So, yung first natin na sagot is actually equal. Although, 0.21 yan. Although, 0.2124 inch yan, hindi yan yung exact talaga na sagot. Ang sagot natin is yung nearest value ng 0.2124 with respect to 1/16. Okay? Nearest 1/16 inch niya. And then use the next higher value ha. Although sinabing nearest dito sa problem, ang ibig sabihin niyan is nearest higher value. Kasi we are interested sa allowable. Okay? So let's try to solve yung next problem natin. Ito. Pin naman. Pin sa A at saka pin sa B. Okay? So anyway, I'll try to solve muna yung pin sa A. Now, ang pin sa A, guys, same pa din. Okay, burahin ko ito nga. Yan. Ang pin sa A, to solve for the pin at A, same pa din. Stress is equals force over area. Now, in this case, the pin is actually subjected by a shear stress. Okay, so ang stress natin is given which is 10 KSI. Yan yung allowable. Ang force natin, this is actually our unknown force. Yan. Ano yung force na may experience ng pin? Now, the force that will be experienced sa pin, guys, okay, dito, ang force na may experience sa pin natin is actually the resultant force. Okay, dito, balik tayo dito. Ito yung resultant force dito. Yan. Na baka kasi, ito, di ba ito yung pin at A? Ito yung pin at A. Yan yung pin sa A. Now, the force that will be experienced sa pin at A will be ito dahil sa RAY at saka dahil sa RAX. Now, of course, hindi pwedeng dalawa yan. So, kunin lang natin yung resultant. Now, how to solve for the resultant? Use Pythagorean theorem. I'm sure na na-discuss na din yan sa statics. So, guys, let's try to solve for RAY and RAX. Okay, try natin i-solve yung RAY and RAX. So, burahin ko na lang to. Okay, don't worry guys, bibigyan ko kayo ng copy ng solution ko dito para hindi kayo mahirapan. So, ang RAY, paano ko ba ito isa-solve? Siguro, I can just sum up forces vertical. So, summing up forces vertical is equal to 0. Upward is equals downward, diba? Then I can solve RAY. So, the upward forces, number 1 is the force no sa FBC. Yung vertical force, so FBC multiplied by sine 60. Yan, upward, vertical. And then we have plus, yan. Plus RAY, kasi upward yun kasi yung RAY. I think wala nang ibang upward, guys. Mayroon pa ba? Wala na, no? So that must be equal to the downward forces. Now, in this case, the downward forces, ang load lang. Yan, so that's actually the resultant load is 2 times 8. And then, di ba, nasolve na natin kanina yung FBC, which is 9.238. Okay? 9.238. So, meaning, we can actually just solve RAY. So, ang RAY natin is equal to, check na natin dito, 16 minus 9.238 sine 60. Tama ata, no? 16 minus 9.238 sine 60. Minsan kasi nagkakamali ako. Yan. So, 8. So, meaning, ang RAY natin is 8 kips. So, I think okay lang yan, no? So, once meron na tayong RAY, let's try to solve for RAX. Now, likewise, no? Let's just sum up forces horizontal to solve for RAX. To the right is equals to the left. Now, the forces to the right, sa free body diagram natin dyan, obviously, is the horizontal component of FBC. Okay? So, the horizontal component, guys, ng FBC is, FBC. Now, since horizontal component and then merong angle included, no, sa horizontal and the resultant, so, cosine yung gagamitin natin. Cosine 60. I think yan lang yung to the right, no? Papunta sa right. No? So, that must be equal to the forces to the left. Na, ang forces to the left, guys, I think isa lang din. RAX lang din. Okay, so, I think nakuha na natin yung FBC kanina, 9.238. Okay? So, we can actually just solve RAX. So, ano yung RAX natin? 9.238. Yan. Cosine 60. Yan. 4.916. 4.9916 tama. Kips. So again, although nakuha na natin yung RAX and RAY, that is not the force, no? Hindi yan yung force na gagamitin natin dito. Hindi yan yung force na may experience sa pin. Now actually, yan yun, but yung dalawang yun. Okay, so let's try to solve for the resultant force. So the resultant force ng dalawa is simply equal to, yan, tawagin lang natin yung RA, reaction at A. So that is actually square root of Pythagorean theorem, no? 8 squared plus 4.916 squared. So RA is equal to, ano yan, 8 squared plus 4 ito yung mahirap guys pag recorded yung video, hindi live, kasi pag may mali ako, hindi ko napansin, like for example na mali ako sa mag-multiply, hindi ko mapansin ba, so medyo hindi ko na pala alam no, na mali na pala yung sinasagot ko. Anyway, meron tayong solutions manual dito, so I'll just check kung tama ba tayo. Okay, so ano yan? Ano yung sagot natin dito? 9.238 din. So, 9.238 kips. Okay? Therefore, ito yung gagamitin natin. Meaning, ang force, no, that is experienced by A is actually 9.238 kips. So, check natin dito. 9.238 kips, no? So, let's check Ito. So, meron tayong force. So, stress, ano ito yung allowable stress ng pin? 10 KSI. So, 10 KSI. 10 kips. Now, I'm talking about sa pin, 10 kips per inch squared. That must be equal to the force, which is 9.238 kips. 9.238 kips. And then, divided by the area of the pin. Again, tingnan nyo ha. Yung area ng pin, obviously, since ang tinanong is diameter, the pin is cylindrical. Okay, so circular yung cross-section ng pin. So, I hope na alam niyo pa yung formula sa area ng circle. Okay, so again, isang area lang ang magre-resist ng pin kasi, notice na isang area lang yan, isang area lang. Okay, that connects here, itong member BA at saka yung member, yung hinge sa A. Okay, so ano yung formula natin sa area? Ano yung tanong ulit? Diameter, no? So, diameter na lang yung gamitin. The area of a circle is pi. Okay, pi over 4 times d squared. Pi over 4 d squared. Using our diameter. So, I think pwede na, no? Diameter na lang yung ano natin. So, pwede natin i-solve agad. Algebra na lang. So, 9.238 divided by 10 times pi over 4. Yeah, tama. And then, square natin ito, no? Square root yan, square root. Ay, sorry. Paano ba to? Okay, ito na lang. So, 1.17 and square root of our answer. Kasi d squared kasi yan. So, ang sagot natin, ang diameter natin is actually equal to 1.0845. Okay? Now, likewise, guys, hindi yan yung exact answer talaga. Kailangan natin yung, dapat divisible siya by 1 over 16. Nearest 1 over 16 kasi. So, ano yung number, ano yung value, okay, next to this number yan, na nearest to 1 over 16. So, same yung sinabi ko sa inyo, divide this by 1 over 16. Okay? So, ang sagot niyan, 17.35. So, ang gagamitin ko, 18 na lang, 18 times 1 over 16. Kasi 17 kasi yun. So, 18 times 1 over 16 yan. So, 1.125. Therefore, ang diameter na gagamitin ko is actually, yung sagot ko is 1.125 inches. Yan. So, 1.125 inch diameter for pin at A. Okay? So, check down natin. Okay, so okay lang. Tama yung sagot natin. So, meron tayo, no? Alam na natin yung thickness ng member BC, yung diameter sa pin at A. So, this time, let's try to solve for the diameter sa pin at B. Now, again, same pa din. Ang formula natin, stress. Yan. Stress is equals force over area. Okay, so force over area. So, stress, ang allowable stress natin, given sa problem, same kasi yan, pin, parehas na pin yan. So, 10 KSI. So, 10, given Ang force sa B, given ba tayo sa force sa B? Okay? Ano yung force na may experience ng pin at B? Di ba na-solve natin to? Now, the force that is experienced, no, at pin at B, which is, tinan nyo, okay, dahil itong naputol, yung naputol, that is actually from member BC. So, ano yung force? Actually, yung pin at B will be subjected by the force, okay, yung force, tension force natin sa member BC. So, ang force natin pala is just equal to 9.238. Kasi ito yung, kasi yan yung force sa member, 9.238. Yan yung force sa member BC. Okay? So, since, I think pwede na, no? So, stress, 10 KSI, so 10 kips per inch, per square inch. That must be equal to the force na 9.238. Okay, kips. But take note, guys. Okay, tingnan nyo yung area dito sa figure. Ang area that will resist the shear, no? Ang area that will resist the shear is actually twice, no? Dalawa yung magre-resist na. Twice the area of the pin. Notice na dito, isa lang kasi yung shearing area. Dito, dalawa yung shearing area natin. Okay? So, meaning, ang solution natin dito is, lagyan nyo lang ng dalawa. 2A. Dalawang area. Ano yung area natin? Pi over 4 times d squared. Okay? So, I think same lang, no? Same lang tayo ng solution kanina, but instead of ganito, lagyan natin ng times 2 ito dito. Tama, no? Times 2. Yan, 2 times, yan. So, 9.238 divided by 2 times pi over 4 times 10. Okay? And then, we'll try to square root natin yung square root niyan. So, 0.7, ano yan? 0.766. So, ang diameter natin is actually 0.7668. Anyway, hindi pa to yung exact na sagot kasi nga we need kailangan natin na divisible by 1/16. So, ang gagawin natin guys, i-divide natin by 1/16. Okay? Ano yung number na lalabas? 12. So, instead of 12, gamitin natin 13. So, 13/16. Yan. So, that's actually 0.8125. Okay? Or, pwedeng gamitin nyo agad. 13/16 inch. 13/16 inch. Yan. Okay? Yan. So, ang sagot natin sa number 1, sa first question, which is yung thickness of member BC. Yung thickness natin, naalala nyo pa? Ano nga ulit yung thickness natin? Nakuha ba natin? Ay, nawala. Saan yung thickness natin kanina? Anyway, nakuha natin ata kanina. Anyway, i-review na lang. Nakalimutan ko na din yung thickness sa member BC. And then we have yung diameter ng pin dito sa A. We have 1.125. Yan, 1.125. And then the diameter of the pin at B is actually 13/16. Now, tingnan nyo ha. Times 2 na natin. Yan, tingnan nyo. Baka kasi isipin nyo na, sir, di ba sir, single shear to, ito double shear. So meaning sir, ang gagamit, kung ito, ang kailangan ko na diameter is 1.125, di ba? 1.125. Malamang siguro sa I'll just divide this by 2. Okay? So hindi yan yung sagot. Okay, notice na that is actually 0.5625 and then we have our answer na 0.7668. So hindi yan yung sagot. Huwag nyo i-divide agad by 2. Okay, hindi yan yung divide by 2 lang. So you need to use talaga yung equation natin. Okay, so let's move on sa next problem natin. I hope naintindihan nyo to. Okay, so actually guys, ang problem number 1 natin, medyo madali lang siya, but you need ang mahirap dito guys is yung knowledge niyo sa statics, kung alam niyo pa ba on how to solve for the forces. Okay, tapos tinan nyo yung reaction dito or yung force dito. Okay, kasi I'm sure familiar na kayo sa concept of yung allowable kasi sa statics natin, di ba nag-discuss tayo sa for a beam, for a member, halimbawa yung member na to, ang allowable force nga lang yung last time. Allowable force of this member, di ba? Allowable force is 10 kilonewton. So, yun, ano yung load na pwedeng ilagay? So, yun yung last time natin sa statics. So, I think familiar kayo sa concept ng allowable, okay, at saka sa actual. Now, ang problem, walang problema, no? Yun nga, gamitin lang natin yung formula. Now, madali pa man yung formula natin, P/A man lang. Okay, depende nga lang sa orientation, kung sa force, no, at saka sa area, kung normal ba, or shear ba, or bearing. Okay? So, let's try to move on. Next problem tayo. Check natin yung next problem. Ay, sorry. Yan. So, sa next problem natin, the circular punch B daw exerts force of 2 kilonewton on the loop of the plate at A. Okay? And then, determine the average shear stress in the plate due to this loading. Again, tingnan nyo, isa lang yung tinanong, no? Shear stress. Okay, so shear stress sa plate. So, pag merong shear stress, merong mapupunit. Mapupunit ba ang plate? So, paano kaya mapupunit yung plate? Sa tingin nyo, paano mapupunit yung plate, guys? Now, by the way, baka isipin nyo na i-drawing muna natin. Baka kasi ganito yung try nyo na i-drawing nyo. Baka kasi isipin nyo na ang top view, although nakita nyo yung side view niyan, siguro ang top view, sa tingin nyo, yan. Ang top view siguro, no? Baka isipin nyo na ang top view is ganito. Ano ba yan? Ganito. Tama ba? Yeah. So, hindi ganyan yung top view, ha? Siguro ang top view is same din. Okay, ang top view siguro, parang sorry. So, sa top view siguro, yung circular plate na yan, okay, that is, siguro yung, yung edges nito, siguro circular din to. Kaso nga lang, pinakita lang kayo dito ba kung ano yung may butas dito. Okay, so anyway, parang ganito yun. So, siguro ang floor is actually circular din, parang ganyan. Okay, tapos ito yung floor ninyo. Okay? So anyway guys, hindi naman yan magmamatter. So paano mangyayaring mapupunit yung A? Paano mangyayaring mapupunit? Now, take note guys, itong may word na punch. Naalala nyo yung punch, puncher? Diba? Pag sinabing punch, ibig sabihin may lulusot. Okay? It will punch. Okay? It will punch a hole. So meaning, itong plate sa A, actually mabubutas yan. So parang ganito yung mangyayari. Yan, paano ba to? Ganito. And then, siguro ganyan. So, 3D to, ito yung plate ninyo. Parang similar to sa example natin last video natin or yung last class natin. So, ito yung mabubutas. Yan. And then, lagyan na natin dito. Sorry guys. Diba architecture yung course ninyo? So, mas magaling kayo actually gumawa nito. Sorry. So, yan. So, ito yun. Yan, may mabubutas. Yan, okay, wow. Yan, so, wow, pangit ng drawing. Anyway, yan. Yan yung mabubutas, guys. So, ibig sabihin, no, ang matitir is actually, ito. Itong area na to, yung area na yan, yung area na yan yung, actually, yan yung shearing area. Okay, yan yung shearing area, guys. Okay, so, walang problema. Ang force, tingnan nyo sa problem mo, obvious na obvious ang force. 2 kilonewton, that is actually the force that will cause the punching. Okay? And then, ang area natin, although, notice guys na ang word na ginamit is punch. Actually, shear lang din yan. Okay? So, tawag nga lang dyan is punching force, no? So, meron tayong force. Ang tanong, ano yung area? Naalala nyo pa how to solve for the area of this? Okay, now, that is actually a circular strip. So, if I will try to extend the strip, parang ganito lang yan. Yan, ito yung strip mo. Yan yung strip mo. And then this area is actually equal, to the circumference of the circle. Kung rectangle pa yan, perimeter. Okay, so this is circle. Ang tawag natin dyan is circumference. Naalala nyo pa kung ano yung circumference ng circle? Formula sa circumference ng circle? That is actually, ano nga ulit yun? 2 pi r. Okay? 2 pi r. Now, ang given natin dito, since hindi radius, ang given kasi yung obviously, ang mapapunch na circle is just the same dito sa size ng, circular punch natin yan. So, the same lang. So, ang diameter man yan, so gagamitin natin diameter na lang. Okay, so, instead of 2 pi r, gawin lang natin pi d. Okay, pi d. And then, we have the thickness, thickness ng plate natin, which is equal to 2 from our figure, 2 ang thickness. Okay, 2. Oh, wala, madali na. So, area, the force, stress is equal to, the force, guys, 2 kilonewton. Okay? Now, by the way, guys, usually pag stresses, pag SI yung units, usually MPa yung stresses natin. And then pag English, we have KSI. Anyway, pag MPa, guys, that is actually Newton per millimeter squared. So, I'll just convert this into Newton. So, I'll just multiply this by 1,000. Kasi merong 1,000 Newton per kilonewton. So, this will cancel out. Yan. And then, ang area natin is, yan. Yung area natin, pi times the diameter. Ano yung diameter? 4 mm. And then, multiplied by the thickness 2 mm. Area. This is actually the area of the strip. Rectangular man yung strip. Base, height. Yan. So, ang stress natin, guys, walang problema. Check na natin dito sa calcio. So, that is actually 2 times 10 to the 3 divided by pi times 4 times 2. Yan, okay? So, 79.58 MPa. 79.58 MPa. Okay? So, I hope okay kayo, nakasagot kayo dyan sa problem number 2. So, let's proceed sa next problem natin. Yan. So, medyo madali lang, no? Kaso nga lang, baka bago yung, medyo madali lang actually yung number 2. Kaso nga lang, although madali man lahat nito. Pag simple stresses, kaya nga simple, diba? So, medyo madali lang. Anyway, siguro, binigay ko to kasi nga, baka kasi hindi kayo familiar, no? Sa word na punch. Kasi nasanay lang kayo na, ang shear is direct shear. And then we have, we have the axial stress. Okay, so Baka at least meron kayong natutunan ba kung ano yung punching shear. So, let's proceed sa number 3. Yan. Uy, I think same lang to, no? Determine the average punching shear stress. Ano yan? Punching shear stress the circular shaft creates in the metal plate through sections AC and BD. Also, what is the bearing stress developed on the surface? Okay, walang problema. So, I think, ibinigay ko na to. I think ito yung last example ko. Na-discuss ko na ata to. So, I can just skip this, no? Then, now, ito, the yoke and the rod connection is subjected to a tensile force 5. Determine the average normal stress in the rod. So, walang problema. Yung rod natin, normal stress is 5 divided by the area. Okay. In each rod, so walang problema. And then the average shear stress in the pin. So, ang pin natin obviously will be subjected by a double shear. Okay, between the members. So, walang problema. Napakadali lang din. So, you can just answer this, guys. Kayang-kaya na to. So, yan lang muna, guys, for this lecture video. And then, next meeting natin, tapos na tayo sa simple stress. I think yung next topic natin, check ko daw. Yeah, thin-walled pressure vessels muna tayo. And then, actually, pwede natin skip to and then proceed tayo sa simple strain and deformation. But, dito muna tayo sa thin-walled pressure vessels na lang. Okay? So, yan lang muna, guys. Maraming salamat sa panonood. And of course, try to answer yung mga activities niyo. So, siguro malayo pa yung quiz natin. Maybe next week pa siguro. So, yan. Salamat.